Hey guys, it's KOKOStern. It's the 11th of March, and aside from having new lights, that is not perfect, but I'm still working on it, we gonna talk about the G League today. So, if you intend on watching the matches, and you haven't yet, the finals, then stop watching right now. If you're still with me, I'm assuming that you don't mind spoilers or that you've already seen it. And what we want to talk about today is actually the last game, the fourth game, the super freaking long 81-minute what the hell game that happened. So there's actually two things that I want to say about that super long game and super late game as a game state that you might actually get to at some point. The first thing that we want to say is that if you've seen that game through the entirety of it, you'd notice that people at 60, 70 minutes weren't maxed, leveled, and definitely were not maxed in terms of money. And to me, it's so interesting to watch that progression of the money and the experience throughout the level, throughout the game, because you can actually have a game of 35, 40 minutes with a character level 25 and maxed out items. That can happen, actually. And you can see two whole teams level 25 by 45 minutes or 50 minutes. That happens in actual games. And in this game, no one was even near that and at those times, and even at the end of the game, not everyone obviously didn't have maximum gold and weren't level 25 at 81 minutes. That's astounding. And we didn't even have a lot of kills. It just goes to show how a game can develop differently depending on what you do. If you stick around with your team, you get less experience for whatever it is that you're in, and that there's not a lot of actual kills because people are being so careful. And in terms of the money, everybody had, it's funny, but everyone had buyback the entire time. From 55 minutes onward, you're so terrified of making a mistake that you save a ton. You obviously have to save for buyback, and everyone's running around with 3k gold. Just, I don't want to buy anything, I'm fine with what I have. In most cases, it's okay, but sometimes that item, that small item can make a difference. I mean, at such late game scenarios, things such as Veil of Discord, or a sheep stick, a hard disable, or something that buffs up the damage for everyone, they can make such a huge difference, and people are just terrified of spending their gold, which they should be. You need buyback. If you die, it's 60, 70, 80, 90 minutes outside of the game. You need to save for buyback. It's the most important thing at later stages. But a game-changing item might be good, might be exactly what you need to finish off the game. And you have to weigh those things and decide what you want to do, and if that item is enough. And a sheep stick, 3.5 seconds of being a sheep for a carry hero is a ton. So that might actually be worth it. And that's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing I want to say about super late game is that you really, really don't get to 80 minutes that much. But when you do, everything we said up till now, you have to start thinking about those things. And what I see when I reach 60 plus minutes, people still remain in the mindset of not super late game. And when you're in super late game like that, when you're in such a high level, I mean, it takes so long, then things begin to change. The game really becomes to change. Creeps don't mean as much, towers don't mean as much, and they go down so quickly. And the only thing that matters is if you're alive and the other opponents, the other heroes. Everything else becomes insignificant, completely insignificant. You need to stay alive and use your skills. When you're at level 23 and you have a ton of money, and everybody's like that in the entire game, heroes matter more than anything else. And even so, that you'd rather, in most cases when you push into the base, you'd say, just get the racks, forget about them. The game is won by killing the building, not the heroes. You want to kill the racks, forget killing the heroes and chasing them all the way to the fountain. In super late game, it might be the correct thing to do, to chase them and try and kill them. Because if they're dead, they're away for such a long time, and buildings drop like that when you have so much damage, when you're so far in. Even the lowly support character does a lot of damage to the towers, not even talking about the carry heroes who just obliterate things in about 2 seconds. But heroes are so much more important when the longer the game goes. Because, you know, creeps, nobody really cares about them. Towers, they don't even do a lot of damage. And you really have to focus on the heroes. And you have to make that mindset, that change in mindset. So, other than those two things I want to say about Super Late Game, that entire tournament was amazing. The finals were... The 2 first games were a bit disappointing. The 3rd and 4th game were pretty badass. The 4th game was kind of incredible. And I hope you enjoyed it. I did, definitely. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.